Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. I am Brett Chapin. That is guest co-host Bonnie Sludikoff. We're talking with the amazing Seth Rudetsky from Sirius XM on Broadway and Seth's mom, Sally. Hi to both of you.
Oh, it's very nice getting on the air and talking with you all.
Yes, thanks so much for calling in, Bonnie. It's great to get your insights as well. You know Seth better than anyone. And we actually have a caller with a question for you, Seth. This is Jaron from Los Angeles. Hey, Jaron.
Hi, I'm Jaron.
Excuse me, Jaron.
Hi, Jaron.
Yeah, no problem. Well, hey, Seth. I'm a huge fan of the show and a huge fan of all the stuff you're doing. And I'm so glad that you keep us in touch, with New York. And my question for you really is, I just graduated from school, hoping to pursue a career in acting. I'm going to move into New York, in the fall. But I just wondered, what you think makes someone great. Do you have to be an impeccable singer, or is it the work ethic? What do you think makes a Broadway star a star?
Good question.
I think it's the ability to be yourself at an audition. I think that's what makes someone stand out from just being a chorus person. There are a lot of people that have really fun personalities, and then they go into the audition room and they become very ensemble member because they're just like, I'm putting on an act, I'm a leading man with my suit and tie and my pretty voice. The more you can show casting people who you are and all the different quirks and peccadillos you have, the more you will stand out as a star.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's not about technical singing. Just ask Elaine Stritch. You know what I mean? It's the worst voice in the world, yet crazy star. It's really just about being specifically yourself and not trying to be somebody else.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks so much for calling, Jaron.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks so much, Seth. Talk to you guys soon. See you soon up in New York.
See you in New York, Jaron.
All right.
Thanks, Jaron. So, Seth, you do a lot of... you've written 3 books, as far as I know. One, Broadway Nights, also The Q Guide to Broadway, and My Awesome Awful Popularity Plan, which is a young adult book.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that book?
That book... By the way, every time I mention the book, people are just like, so it's your biography. I'm like, no. And then my friend was like, so someone else helped you write it. I'm like, no, it's called I Wrote a Book. Bug off. Anyway, literally, someone should answer that recently. No one helped me write it. It's called I Wrote a Book about a young... I made it up. It's called I Wrote a Fiction Book. Anyway, my book agent said that if I wrote a young adult book that featured a teenage gay character, it would get published in 1 minute. He said there's a big demand for it. So I almost kind of wrote it on spec. I didn't necessarily have this burning desire to write a young adult book, even though I love young adult books. He just told me that if I write it, I would get it published by a big publishing house. So I went to my computer and I just started writing a story that I thought would be really fun. It's kind of my signature character. I always kind of write a character that's kind of sort of an exaggerated version of me, very pushy and very opinionated and comes up with all these schemes and plans, very like Lucille Ball, on I Love Lucy, always coming up with schemes and plans that completely backfire. Mm-hmm. So it's about this kind of overweight Jewish 15-year-old with a Jew-fro, or an Isro, as we say, who is really unpopular, as I was, and comes up with a plan to become much more popular. And he decides that this is the year he's going to date this popular guy in school, this big football player. And it just sort of works out that he winds up dating a girl secretly. The point is he dates the football player's girlfriend to get to the football player, and it's this enormous scheme that keeps spiraling out of control. And it's kind of like Bridget Jones' Diary. It's that kind of comedy. There are not very many comedic young adult books, and I wanted to write one, so it's kind of high comedy. And my agent was right, because we sent it to Random House, and literally a few weeks later we had a contract. It was amazing. Wow. And now, as my mother knows, I have another contract to write the sequel, and every day my mother writes me, have you finished it yet? No, and I'm 3 weeks late. So thank you, Mother, for bringing that up.
You're keeping them on track, Sally?
Well, I try.
It's not working.
I bother him a lot. You should be finishing that book instead of... But I never finished that sentence.
I know, exactly. I'll do it. I think it's called
finish the book.
It's called My Terrific, Terrifying Time in New York. It's the following year, and the kid goes to New York for a week.
Hello?
Oh, I'm still here?
Yes. Yeah.
What's a hello about?
Oh, I was like,
What do you mean? Oh,
No,
I'm
no.
still on.
You're still
I
on.
thought you cut me off.
but believe me, I'm trying to, but I don't have the technology to be able to do that. Anyway,
Now
yes, keep
I
going.
speak. That's so funny because that's what I do when you speak all the time.
You
Hear me
guys,
out?
the two of you really need a show together, Seth.
Really? Who listens to it besides you?
Jeff,
All right.
do you hear that? And it should be, it should be including my singing and dancing.
Really? You can barely walk, Mother. You've admitted it yourself.
No,
Doesn't
I
make my
have a
foot
hard
hurt.
time standing in one place, but I can, move.
Anyway,
Sort
this
of.
is supposed to be about me. Would you have any other
Seth
questions,
made me a
host?
big surprise.
Yes.
birthday party.
I do.
I don't have this got transferred to her. Yes, go.
Because we love Sally, Seth.
Yes,
She's
we all
great.
love Sally. Mother, someone already tweeted that we need to have our own show, so perhaps there will be 2 listeners. I will investigate this.
There you go. Hey, Seth, tell me what you're doing in Provincetown right now. You have a show out there?
Yes, next week I begin. I'm doing this 2 things. I'm doing a Broadway series at the Art House, which I did last year, and this year we're starting with Patty LuPone. She's next week, and I just found out that all 3 of her shows sold out, so we actually added a 4th show.
All right.
It's going to be me and Patty, and I interview them, and then they sing. It's me and Patty, me and Megan Mullally, me and, oh my God, Charles Bush, Mario Cantone, Alice Ripley, Faith Prince, and then I do the show called Deconstructing 70s Variety Shows. It's a show where I show all these clips in the Brady Bunch Variety Hour, and I deconstruct them. So every week I'm flying back and forth to Provincetown. I'm very excited. I love it there.
That's great. That's great. You stay so busy, Seth. I don't know when you have time to sleep.
I take after my mother, who's 80 years old, and I'll call her. She's like, I'm in the middle of shopping. I'll call you back. She's literally constantly running around, even though every single bone in her body is broken. So we're cut from the same cloth.
One of the
You laugh, but it's true.
It is true. No, she's not joking. All right, we're going to another break.
We're going to another break. Yes. Thank you so much for calling, Sally.
Thank
You're very
you, Mom. I'll
welcome.
text
It was
you
a
later.
pleasure, and I love the show.
Thank you so much. Guys, we're talking with the amazing Seth Rudetsky from Sirius XM's On Broadway channel. If you have any questions for Seth, make sure you give us a call at 1-800-336-2225. That's 1-800-336-2225. How you doing over there, Bonnie?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. We're going to be back in just a minute to talk with the amazing Seth Rudetsky. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at facebook.com/LaLaLandTalk and twitter.com/LaLaLandTalk. La La Land with Brett and Bonnie on CRN Digital Talk.